Hey guys! Today I'm going to be talking about my signed book collection. There is a part 1 to this video where I shared with you all of the signed books that I had purchased because I can't really go to BA or BookCon because I can't afford it, and I live in the middle of nowhere, so I am nowhere near any kind of book signing. The nearest book signing I think is in another state. These are just all the books that I talked about were books that I had bought from either a thrift store or I got from a Fairy Loot or Outcrate box. Actually, I don't know if they included those. They may have included some Outcrate ones because I know none of my Fairy Loot ones were counted because they're all in this video. But it's just I got from places like that or just online bookstores, and then I've gotten some from Goodreads. So that's pretty much the same place I got all of these. And there are so many books in this video, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them. And let's just jump right in with the 2 books that I forgot to include in my last video. First one being The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. This is signed by both authors, surprisingly enough, and as you can tell, I got this from Half Price Books. The second book I forgot to mention was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I'm still not sure how to say her last name. I'm going to start off by going through all of the books I've gotten from Outcrate and Fairy Loot, mainly because I don't have much to say about them because I got them from Outcrate and Fairy Loot. Now, the first 2 books here I got from Outcrate is The Sky and the Deep by Audrey Young and Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. By the way, if I mispronounce any titles or names in this video, I deeply apologize. I am not the best with names, unless they're Japanese names, and then I'm actually pretty good. But I'm not really that good with names. This next book, I'm not sure which one was in which box, because I got 2 copies here of The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. One of them was from Fairy Loot, and the other one was from Outcrate. Off the top of my head, I don't know which was which. I got them both in the same month. That was kind of irritating. These next 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. These next 11 books were all from Fairy Loot. So I'm just going to hold them up, say the title and the name of the author, and move on, unless I've read the book, which I think is only one book in here I've read. So, up first we have Roar by Cora Carmack. Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. Wicked Like a Wildfire by Lana Popovic. Even the Darkest Star by Hannah Fawcett. The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. State of Sorrow by Melissa Salisbury. This is the one I've actually read. This is a very political book. It's supposed to be a duology from what I understand. And I will tell you this right now, unless you enjoy a book with very heavy politics, this probably will not be the book for you because it goes into so much detail and spends so much time flushing out the government in this book that it did get quite tedious at times, and the pacing was very slow. Overall though, I really did enjoy the book, and I probably will pick up the second book, but it's not like one of those most anticipated books, but I mean I do have interest in continuing the series. Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Lakely. Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. Grace and Fury by Tracy Baghart. Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton. And most recently, Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Drustin. That was all the Fairy Loot books, and I think I only have 2 from Goodreads that have not been mentioned before. The first one is Bitten, the Vampire Linbridge by Raven K. Asher. Then I have Touch by the White Wolf by B.J. Hunter. And this one actually came with a lot of stuff. It came with this cute little card from the author and this art print of a squirrel with a key that is supposed to have something to do with the book. I really need to read this book because it's incredibly short. I should be able to just fly through it. Now moving on to all of the books that I have bought that have been signed. The first one I'm most happy about is The Ship of the Dead by Rick Riordan. And this completes my signed trilogy collection of the Magnus Chase series. I am so happy to have all of them signed. It kind of tears me up because I actually missed getting a signed copy of the last Trials of Apollo book, you know, the Burning Maze. But I was able to snag a signed copy of The Dark Prophecy by Rick Riordan. Next I have Catwoman, Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas, and then I have Batman Nightwing by Marie Lu. I have in fact read this book, but I am still making my way towards this one. Next I have Leon the Offbeat. Probably the only book in my signed book collection that I wish I didn't own. Because I'm not really going to talk about it here. I will leave a link to my book review for this book if you guys want to know all of my thoughts, spoilery and unspoilery. But safe to say, I didn't like this book at all. And the only reason it's still on my shelves is the fact that it's a signed copy. Next I have God's Grave by Jay Kristoff, and this is apparently a signed first edition of the book, and I got this from the book outlet. I didn't even know it was going to be signed when I seen it. It said nothing about it being signed. There was this sticker was in the picture and everything, but which this does not come off, by the way. But it said nothing in the description or in the title that it was a signed copy. So I was very surprised and very pleased because after reading the Illuminae, or at least I've read Illuminae and Gemini, I haven't read Obsidio yet, another fault on my part. But I love those books so much and I want to read more Jay Kristoff, so I was so excited to get this. Next I got The Darkest Legacy by Alexandra Bracken, and this, surprisingly enough, I got from Walmart. I was putting off buying this book because, I don't know, the prices, it kept on going up and down and fluctuating just weirdly on the Books A Million. So I was like, I'll just wait like until Christmas time to get it. But then I saw this at Walmart and I was like, well, I can't pass up a signed copy. So it's in my hands now. Then I have Warcross and Wildcard by Marie Lu. And last but not least, we have The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. One of my favorite authors. I have yet to read this book, but I really, really cannot wait to dive into it. I don't know when I'm actually going to force myself to dive into it because I've been avoiding it and procrastinating about it. For good reason. Normally Jennifer L. Armentrout's books like rip my heart out or completely mentally drain me. So I'm very weary about going into this book, especially since it's about my favorite character, Luke, and it's just like, is she gonna kill him? Because nothing and no one is safe. But those are all of the signed books that I've acquired in 2018. I have actually acquired so many signed books. In my last signed book collection video, I know I said that there was just something about getting signed books that I really, really liked, especially considering I can't go to book events or book signings and stuff like that. And so this doesn't surprise me that I've acquired this many signed books, but I haven't even really, besides Rick Riordan's books, I haven't even thought about, like, you know, ooh, another signed book from my collection. I mean, the Rick Riordan's books are like the only ones that I want like a complete signed series for, except maybe J.K. Rowling's. So, I mean, all of these, I think I just, half the time I saw that it was a signed copy and picked it up off the shelf. It's like, it's the same price. I might as well get a signed copy of it. I think that's what ran through my head through most of these books. But I don't care. I love them and I will keep them forever, except maybe this book. This book I'm still up in the air about. But yeah, these are all my signed books. You guys should let me know in the comments below if there is a particular author that you would just love to have like all of their books signed, like me with Rick Riordan and J.K. Rowling. So that is it for this video. I have a lot of books to put away. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!